Hey guys, I am here to share with you the secret to why you are not reaching your fitness goals, okay? And it may not be what you think, so get ready for this. Okay, first I want to share with you two very common clients that I get. So the first one is the client who says, you know, I want to build my shoulders, but I still want to lose some fat around my stomach. Or someone who says, I want to build a booty, but I want to tone out my legs. So if you notice, this client, this typical client, is talking about fat loss and muscle building at the same time, okay? So that's one typical client. So words you might hear that mean fat loss might be like toning. I want to tone my legs and build my shoulders. Or I want to tone my arms and build my glutes. Okay, another typical client that I get, and I'm gonna talk about both of these in just a minute, is someone who wants to lose 5 or 10 pounds and also wants to run a marathon or even a half marathon, okay? So the big thing these two clients have in common is they have multiple conflicting goals, okay? So when you're trying to build muscle and lose fat or do endurance training and lose fat, all those goals require different calorie amounts, okay? So if you're trying to lose fat, you want to eat below maintenance calories, right? Most of us know that. But what you might not know is if you are trying to build muscle, you either need to eat right at your maintenance calories or even slightly above, okay? The more above maintenance you eat, the more muscle you'll build and the faster you'll build it. But also you're gonna probably put on some fat that you'll have to diet off later as well, which is fine if that's the route you choose to go. So let's talk about this client first, okay? The client who wants to build some areas and lean out in some other areas, okay? The reason why they're not reaching either of those fitness goals is because it is impossible to have all three things I'm gonna talk about in just a minute aligned for one goal. So you need to align your cardio, your nutrition, and your supplementation all for one goal, okay? One caveat would be the person who is a newbie to lifting weights. If you're brand new to lifting, and I say brand new meaning like if you're within the first year or two, you can still put on some muscle if you're eating in a calorie deficit, okay? But for those of us that have been lifting a little longer, it's not gonna be very possible for the most part. There are some genetic outliers and those people are super lucky. I am not one of them and chances are you are not either, okay? So when you are so if I have a client who has those conflicting goals, I talk to them and I say, okay, we need to choose a goal. What is bugging you most? Is it the flab on your tummy or is it the fact that your arms are skinny and don't have shape? Or is it the fact that you have a pancake bum or you know, like jiggly arms? What's bugging you most? And we're gonna hammer at that, okay? If they say, oh, it's my tummy, let's drop a little bit off my tummy and then move into a more of a building focus. What we're gonna do is we are going to have all three of those things, your nutrition, your cardio, and your supplementation. And I should say your lifting too. Your lifting, all going towards that one goal, okay? Which would mean, for this one, would mean a calorie deficit and a little bit more cardio than if you're trying to build, and proper supplementation for fat loss. Okay, I've got other videos that talk about each of those things. A big reason why someone might not be building muscle like they want to, which first of all, keep in mind muscle building takes a very long time and you need to be patient, okay? But if you are doing too much cardio and not eating enough calories in general, you are likely not gonna put on muscle, okay? So I'll just leave that out there. As for how many calories you need and how much cardio you can do and building muscle, everyone is different. That's kind of for another video. But let's move on to the second topic, was the endurance racer and fat loss, okay? So to fuel for endurance, you need to be eating around maintenance calories, okay? If you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're not gonna be able to race your best, you're not gonna be able to put in those miles, but also, if you are doing a lot of cardio for endurance and you are eating in a calorie deficit, guess what's gonna happen to your hormones? they're gonna be all messed up, okay? Your cortisol is gonna go through the roof because you are putting your body under so much stress. And when your cortisol is high, it makes fat loss very, very difficult, okay? It can even affect your estrogen and testosterone levels and different hormones, your thyroid, because you're putting your body under so much stress, all right? So a lot of times I'll ask my clients, okay, so you have this race, you need to choose a goal, okay? Is your goal fat loss or is your goal the race? So many people will sign up for a half marathon or something, hoping that that makes them lose the 5 pounds. What they don't realize is that usually endurance trainers will put on about 5 to 7 pounds. It's so common. If I talk to someone who races a lot, they know that. They know that as race day gets closer, their body gets a little softer. And that's okay because their goal is the race. Their goal is not body composition. So if your goal is body composition, you may want to wait until after the race to really get your nutrition, your cardio, your lifting, your supplementation all in line for that fat loss goal. And for now, just focus on that race, okay? So the number one secret to why you are not reaching your fitness goals is that you do not have all of those things in line with your goal, okay? So if your goal is fat loss, muscle building, or endurance, you need to make sure your programming is in line for your goal, okay? If you're interested in me doing a video on each of those things and how to do your programming, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time on another Fit Tip Friday. See ya!